Welcome back. Planning for the end of life can be hard, and selecting a proper trustee or executor can be daunting. So let's bring in our legal expert, Danielle, joining us today to give us tips for selecting the right representatives. Danielle, sometimes we have these really heavy conversations when you come and visit, but they're important ones. So tell us the first steps people need to keep in mind when beginning this process.
Well, I think when you're considering who you want to act as trustee or executor, the biggest decision is who you pick. And that's something I see a lot with clients where they're, wrangling with who the perfect person is. And so I think it's really important to give some consideration to who you trust the most, because as you know, the word trustee has trust in it. And I think above all else, that's critical.
And is there a way to kind of narrow it down? Maybe you trust a few people.
Yeah.
How do you pick who's best fit for the role?
Who is going to cause, hopefully, the least amount of drama with the family or your beneficiaries? Who's good at communicating? One thing I think is really important for people to understand is you don't have to pick your oldest child or the child that lives closest. You really want someone who is going to be able to do the job, because acting as executor or trustee is not some honor you're giving someone. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's the difference between the two when it comes to trustee versus executor?
An executor is someone who basically administers a will in the probate court or an estate in the probate court, and a trustee is someone who administers a trust. So if someone's disabled or when they pass away, the successor trustee would take over.
So a lot to think about when it comes to working with families and having these discussions. What are some of the things that you notice most that people should be aware of when they're planning to have these discussions?
If I could give one piece of advice to families, one of the things that I feel pretty strongly about is being careful about appointing co-trustees or co-executors. I can't tell you how many times I'm sitting across the table from someone and they're like, I have to name all three of my kids together because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And they don't realize that the kids may not get along after mom and dad pass away. So I think it's really important for people to understand that naming 2 or 3 people together may actually create more problems, and they may end up in court when otherwise it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, and with that, is there a way to best set people up for success, or a way that they can best set themselves up for success throughout this process?
I think doing the planning ahead of time and also reviewing it regularly, really rethinking who you want doing what, because relationships change. Some people name individuals and their health declines, so then they have to change it. So I think it's just not a static type of planning. You want to meet with your attorney and really take a look at these time and time again.
Yeah, plan, prioritize, and be willing to be flexible as
Yes.
well. Danielle, thank you so much. Always good talking to you about these really
Lauren.
important subjects.
Thank you so much.